What is up, Gemini? Welcome to Spread Space. I'm ClairV, and here we have your reading for Leo season. Gemini. Did your doing your reading the same day as Capricorn, Libra? I didn't do Libras yet, but I'm thinking about doing Libra next and Virgo. So they all have something in common with you. Maybe their reading will be of service to you. If this resonates, maybe their reading has some information in there for you. Now, for some reason, I have a really big feeling to mix these up a lot for you, Gemini. What's going on for you? What do I feel? Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury this month in Leo season will start to turn retrograde on the 4th, and it's going to be retrograde until September or something. So with Mercury retrograde, we're really redoing communication, redoing technology, redoing these past thoughts were miscommunication. All these things are big thing. Now, we focused on the 7 rays of light, like the 7 parts of you that are connected, to God inside of you. And I figured we'd stay on the same thing, but for Virgo, we switched it up into the planets, the 7 planets. So we're gonna stick with that for you, Gemini. And we're gonna start with your restriction, where you're restricted. And that's the planet Saturn. It's all about rules, boundaries, confinement, restriction. We have 2, so I guess this is Saturn and this is Jupiter, because I've been doing this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and maybe this is what this is telling us, that this needs to, it's like these go together. Let's see how. So for Saturn, you're, this boundaries, where we need to create this boundaries, or where those boundaries are, where this restriction is in your life, Gemini, and you received the 4 of Swords in reverse, which was in the planet Neptune in Capricorn's reading. And this is really telling us that being around water at this time will really help us. They even did a study and tested the brain waves when a person was around water, and that just by the eye, when seeing the water, when the brain opened up, it's like there's so much in here for the brain, really sparked the brain waves. So being around water will really help this stagnant. It's like this healing energy, but a deep healing. It's like, and we're going into the 5 of voices, like this conflict, like we're having a like it's where there's this conflict, and I see like a distorted reflection. It's like you can't see the reflection. We're not seeing the reflection, or it's like it's a distorted reflection. That's what I keep on hearing. And then I do see, and I'm only doing 7 planets. How did I not do Uranus in the 7? Because that's in the 9. Because we're doing Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Neptune, and Pluto. I guess Uranus, the surprises. Maybe we'll do that for you. Something new, Gemini. Alright, so this is your Saturn, your boundaries, where we're restricted, and this is this healing process. Perhaps we're having issues healing or getting our thoughts right. And this is telling us to really take time to meditate, or to detox, to let this out. It's like almost like I see this as poison, and it's like this poison, it's like it's got to come out of you, perhaps through your eyes, like tears. Or maybe you need to really soak in a bath. Maybe that will help. Not only being around water, but being in water will help. And maybe being in the water too much around this time. Like if you notice like your hands are all like wrinkly and you're like cold and you don't feel right, like use your intuition and get out. Like too much could be bad for the body around this time especially. All right, so Jupiter is the opposite of Saturn. Saturn puts a cap on where Jupiter is like explosion, expansion, and like we're really putting a magnifying glass at making everything bigger. And it's funny because you've got the Hanged Muse in this spot. So we're really being in this different position, seeing things from this different perspective is a blessing, Gemini. Not only is it relieving and freeing, but it's like now you could see the truth. Now your eyes are open. And now that your eye is open, it opened up a doorway as well. It's like awesome. You must have a very good aspect when it comes to Jupiter in your chart, because the last two signs did not. They're like heartbreak. The Hangman, I mean, you are hanging here. Perhaps this is what this is telling you. Like this blessing is, okay, you're gonna hang here so that way you can get this shit out. You know, this is this idea. You know, Saturn and Jupiter are together and they're working together. Good for you, Gemini, so far. The next one, Mars. Mars, this action. Where's your action? What are we acting on? We're acting on our emotions, on this new love, on this connection. The two of emotions. This unconditional love, this true love, this, you know, we're really here making eye contact. And not only that, but we're touching, and we not only are we acting on this, but with Mars we also have conflicts and blow-ups and misunderstandings and arguments and things of this nature. So perhaps we're having arguments when it comes to our relationships or our partner, or even a relationship that we have with ourselves. And not only any relationship, this is new relationships, it's new coming together, these new emotions. And these new emotions, there's going to be some kind of conflict, or, you know, Mars is ruling planet of Aries, which is the god of war. So we might have some warring situations when it comes to new love, or maybe warring thoughts like, oh, I want a new love, blah, blah, like I'm still healing from it. Like you're still crying from the old love, and this new love is coming. It's like you don't want nothing to do with it. Perhaps that's the conflict, or this is the action we're taking because of this. We're coming into this new love with ourselves, you know, this new relationship. We're finding ourselves again, you know. We're moving the waters. Okay, the next one, Mercury. Mercury. Now, Mercury's in retrograde. Speaking of Mercury retrograde, we have the Hermit in reverse. So we're really redoing this shit. We're really going over. We're looking at all the shadow aspects, all of the ways we fucked up, all of the ways we did good, all of the shadowy aspects. We're really going over all of our relationships. We are really doing a deep, we're shining the light on all the darkness here. With the Hermit in reverse, we're coming down off the mountain. Not only are we coming down off the mountain, but we're going back up. The 9 in reverse goes to the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which is, you know, divine, swift changes, this luck, this fortune. And this is why it's like this sand turns into the pyramid. And this is the light shining. It's like you see now, because of this, we have this introspection, this going within. You know, we're finally coming down off the mountain. It's almost as if we're taking what we know or learn and sharing it with others. It's like, oh look, I came down off the mountain. I came from here. This is where I came from. You know, and when you come down from the mountain, it's not like you come down from that mountain. It's when you look, yeah, you're coming down from that mountain, but when you look up, you're still going up. You're going up another mountain. So this is like the truth you're realizing, like healing is a never-ending process in a sense. Like you're always going to be healing. And perhaps this is the truth that you learn, But time is the greatest of all healers. And hence why we go to the 10. All right. After Mercury. Venus, our relationships, our love. Ooh. And we got the Chariot. So there is I hear control, and the Chariot, he's controlling this out of this this animalistic horse with this tamed horse, and he's controlling both of these horses with his mind without any reins, with his logical, with his intuitive subconscious. He's controlling these horses to stay intact, and this is doing a really good job of taking this and working with what we got. I don't know why I heard that, and the Chariot's been through the ringer, been through war, and he's really coming out on top. I did this, I won. It's you defeated. You've leveled up, Gemini. You've leveled up, and if you didn't get to this point yet, it's coming soon where you're leveling up. The next planet, Pluto. Ooh, Pluto. So Pluto is what's unseen, what's unknown, what's under the surface, what's in the psyche, what's in the subconscious mind, everything deep under the surface. And this is what it is, this Ace of Cups in reverse. This is under the surface, this coming apart, this lost opportunity, this missed opportunity, this releasing of these emotions, this ending of, the aces are the core, and cups the emotions, and this is the core of the emotions. But when it's in reverse, this is like at the bottom of the pit, and perhaps this is telling us it's like not only does it empty out the whole cup, but this is like talking about the actual outside. Well, we're emptying out the substance of this cup, but we're continuing to fill the cup up with this new substance, but the cup is dirty. So regardless of what substance you are adding to this, it's all contaminated. It's like we have to clean the container, or we have to clean the cup. We have to let go, release of this stagnancy. This this is under the surface. And perhaps we are dealing with this loss of love. Perhaps we've experienced of loss when it comes to love, or dealing with emotions of loss. All right, let's move on to Neptune. Our illusions, our emotions. And this is how we feel. So it makes sense. We feel stuck or chained to someone, like in this like codependency, like we're lost without them. And maybe it's lost and alone, but you're not alone, Gemini. You're never alone, Gemini. This is this feeling of codependency, of left out in the dark, in the cold, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn to. I can't do it without you, I hear. I can't do it alone. I don't want to go on without you, and this is what I hear, and this makes sense, being that we have this ace, and we're working on this new emotion, this new love. it makes sense with this feminine materials, this real scarcity feeling. It's like, I'm poor, I don't have nothing, I'm hurt, I'm damaged, I'm sick, you know, things like this nature. Let's do Uranus. What surprises are coming? Ooh, so there is this conflict, and this is this Jupiter conjunction with Saturn and Mars, and this is what this is, this conflict. Whether this is in your head, I really believe that this is a conflict regarding other people or involving other people. This could be a conflict like your past and present you, the before and after you, your fire, your water, like your passion and your emotion, your head and your heart are two different, you know, like I always say, these are your cards, so use your intuition when deciphering these messages. But for what's surprising you, we do have this. This is what's surprising you, Gemini, this conflict, this, you know, the Five of Wands and the regular tarots, when they come together, all of these people trying to put their wands together. Like, this person wants to do this way, this person wants to do this way, and we have this conflict. Fives always indicate conflict and changes. And you received 2 fives right in a row. The Five of Materials and the Five of Wands. Double conflict, double change. All right, on the top of the deck for guidance, the Knight of Emotions. So we're supposed to stand tall in our emotions. We're supposed to sit in this love. You know, love ourselves, love others, give love, give forgiveness, forgive ourselves. You know, the Knight of Emotions. This might be also your insights too, telling you, you know, hey, you have a problem with codependency. And, you know, you really should try doing it on your own, or, you know, you're never really alone. You know, ask God, ask the angels, or ask the universe, the source, whatever you believe in, you know, talk to somebody. And the Knight of Emotions is really, you know, feeling your emotions, getting into these emotions. You want to feel them so that way we can release them. If we don't feel them, we can't release them. Speaking of feeling them, you receive the Ten of Swords. You're really feeling it. This is when I'm talking about feeling it, when we have the Ten of Swords, this is the max amount that you could feel this pain. It almost like, I can't even talk about it. Like we're grieving. And the Virgo too was grieving, and they said to sit in the steps, feel the feelings. There's steps to grieving. Sit in these steps. Don't sit in it too long. It's like you don't want to sit in this too long. You know, where there's tens, there's aces. I always say where there's endings, there are new beginnings. And speaking of these new beginnings and what you don't see, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, like I said, new beginnings. We're embarking. We are loading this ship. We are, you know, all aboard. She's taken this stake out. She's really, you know, this is telling us you're gonna have to put the work in. You're gonna have to put the work in order for this ship to take off. It's like you gotta do some work. You gotta do some pulling. You gotta pull out. And perhaps this is this. It's like, okay, we're going off of our emotion. You know, we're embarking on this new journey. Wow, beautiful, Gemini. Beautiful. Well, I hope this was helpful to at least someone, to you. If you have yet to subscribe, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you resonate with this reading, make sure you hit that like button. And you can also comment and let me know how this resonated with you. And yeah, join me. I'm every morning live. I do readings, and not only do you can hear the collective message, not only can you hear the collective message, but you can also ask your own question if you have a question. You know, Tarot Tuesdays, I always do free tarot every day, really. I also have a link in the description where, you know, you can donate or schedule a private session. Yeah, thank you, Gemini. I love you. See you soon. Bye.